The one match I want to get into with you is what we saw with Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins. What did you think of the match, and what did you think of Bronson Reed taking the loss on Saturday?
I didn't think that it hurt him taking the loss, if that makes any sense. I feel like that they gave everybody what you're used to seeing today in wrestling. Action, 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 high spot, go through the table, flip off the top of the deal, like all of that stuff. That's traditional, current pro wrestling that all the old people hate, except me. And I thought that you needed one of those type matches on a card, because you got to serve everybody. You can't just, I like meat and potatoes. There's some people don't eat meat and potatoes. They want the fish and vegetables. You got to give everybody everything. So I felt like I got that out of my system. I wanted to commend Bronson Reed for the pace. Like from the beginning, from the jump to all of the 3 or 4 minutes before the bell rung, to all of the stuff outside the ring, to going, man, they never stopped moving. He's a big ass dude.
Oh yeah.
And for him to go at that pace showed pro wrestling shape. People think, you got to be able to run a marathon. There ain't nobody that ever ran a marathon that could do however long that was, 15 minutes, close to 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was about 15 minutes, that match, yeah.
And what they did, I guarantee you, they'll have heart explode because of the workload that you're doing with the moving. And Seth Rollins is Seth Rollins. He's going to find a way. That's his MO. You can hit Seth Rollins with 3 finishes. You're going to hit him with it, he's going to roll out to the floor. You're going to hit him with one. You're not going to be able to answer the bell, and you're going to reach, and he's going to roll out of the way. There's something going to happen. That's the beauty of our business, is there's always a way if you use your damn brain. And that match was structured to give everybody the energy, the excitement, the high spots, but also show who was who. And Seth Rollins is that dude, Dave. He's just that guy.
Well, if that was your goal, then they succeeded. But I'm going to say this, and it kind of goes back to what I was saying about Shelton Benjamin earlier on in the show. I just don't understand why you have Bronson Reed lose, Mark, because in my eyes, just from what you said about Seth Rollins is Teflon at this point. Seth Rollins could take a loss, and it really doesn't matter. You could almost erase it immediately. But if Bronson Reed would have won, in a lot of ways, I think if Bronson Reed would have won that match on Saturday, it could have really elevated Bronson Reed. In the scenario that they did on Saturday, it didn't help anybody. Seth Rollins is still Seth Rollins, but Bronson Reed does not get elevated from that match. It was a great match. It was entertaining, but I really felt like that was an opportunity to take Bronson Reed to the next level.
Is it over? Did they say, hey, we're done with this, we're moving on to the next thing?
It could continue.
I don't think so.
It could continue, but Seth Rollins already proved that he could beat Bronson Reed. So,
but is it more important to beat him in the first time that y'all match up, like we're mano a mano, or we live by the Rocky theory? And I know it's the role reversal. It's usually the heel that wins, and then Rocky comes back and figures out the error of his ways and then puts it on him. But sometimes you just got to go against the grain. And I feel like that just giving Bronson Reed a win over a Cody Rhodes, a Brock Lesnar, a Seth Rollins of the world is a little bit jumping the gun. Seth Rollins is that dude. Like, give it. Let's have Bronson Reed say, you know what? I tried to just overpower him, but I figured out something. I saw something, Seth Rollins, and of course I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to show you. And then he go and do it. And even if he has the lie, steal, and cheat a la Eddie Guerrero, he did something different, and he figured out how to beat Seth Rollins. That'll make it for me. I just feel like, I don't want to get down, and I got a dog in the fight. I'm a little bit over here defensive, Dave, and I know you can tell I'm a little defensive. One, because I'm a sizist. I want to see the big guy do well. But also, I talk to Bronson. I give him pearls and hope that he can pull from what it is that I'm saying in his way, because that's what a good agent or a good producer or a good writer does to a talent. You don't tell them what to do. You just tell them the structure of it and how to get it across the way you would do it. And I think that he's on the right track. I hope he don't feel like it was a slight for him not going over Seth Rollins. Hell, he's Seth Rollins. If I'm going to start my company, Seth Rollins is one of the 5 or 8 guys that I would start my business with. There's no shame, no slight in losing to that guy.
No, I hear what you're saying. He's a number 1 draft pick. If you're starting a company, that's somebody that you would want a part of your show. I thought they had a chance to save it, Mark, at the end of the match. When the match was over and Seth was going up that entrance ramp, he turned around and Bronson was back on his feet. And you saw a shock in Seth's face, like, holy shit, after the beatdown I just gave you, you're on your feet. But then he started talking trash, and that's where it kind of lost me a little bit, where, like, Seth was like, you need me, and I'm next level. And everything. But if it would have just ended with Seth with that look of shock on his face, like, oh my God, I can't believe he's back on his feet. If the segment would have ended that way, I thought that would have been a good way to save it for Bronson.
You're 100% right. I'm exactly with you. I just went back and thought to myself, I'm like, why the hell are they talking? Why is Bronson even managing to put a sentence together? He just got his damn head scrambled. It was a bunch of things that happened in that stupid-ass dialogue that they had at the end, because it was a waste. It took away from all that fucking work they did.
Yeah, because, like, if you have Bronson and Bronson was busted open from getting the curb stomp on those steps. Yeah. And then he's up on his feet. And then if it would have just ended with Seth, like, holy shit, like, this guy is back.
Perfect.
Ended it right there. That would have been the perfect way to end it. But they extended it just a little too much, and I think it missed the mark. I'm saying it right now on November 4th, 2024. At some point, we are going to see Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns. Jey Uso as your uber baby face and Roman Reigns as your heel. If Cody and Roman are in the ring together, I do agree. The crowd would be a little bit split. But, man, I'm telling you right now, today, if tonight Jey Uso was to get into the ring with Roman Reigns, the crowd would be behind Jey Uso. That's how quickly the WWE Universe would turn on Roman Reigns. Jey Uso, you can make the case, Mark. You can make the case that Jey Uso is the most over wrestler in the WWE right now. You can make the case that Jey Uso is the most popular wrestler in the WWE. You can make that case. And this is a Cody crybaby talking right now. You can make the case that Jey Uso is if we were doing the Busties today and one of the categories was most popular wrestler, I would go with Jey Uso.
Okay. Over Cody Rhodes.
I may have to I was saying Roman, but you had to throw Cody in there. I may have to give wait, hold on, I'm being honest here. I may have to give the edge to Jay.
Are you just saying that, or you truly?
No, I wouldn't say it if I didn't mean it. As a matter of fact, I just texted Justin Labari's been reinstated. I think I might give the edge to Jey Uso.
And what if?
Okay, go ahead.
Roman apologized to Sammy, and he said, "Look, we need to have each other's backs, and I'm going to face Solo again, and I need you to keep them guys off me while I beat him. Are you with me?" And Roman Reigns would be the most popular wrestler again if he got the support of the full bloodline, OG bloodline, and he went and took the Udafala from Solo. I guarantee you, Roman Reigns has the gravitational pull of a planet.
Listen, Mark, if ifs and whats were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. Roman has not changed at all, and I probably got that fucking wrong. I don't know if it's if and whats. It is
if ifs and buts was candy and nuts.
I said if. You know what? Fuck butts. If ifs and whats, I'm changing it to ifs and whats. Ifs and whats. If ifs and whats were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas.
Bless your heart.
Roman,
I'm gonna make a country boy out of you before long.
There's a quote for the dirt sheets. Go run with that one.
We're gonna mess your English up. I'm gonna have you talking. I'm gonna have you needing to go to English class in just a little bit.
Roman is not changed. What have you seen from Roman to make you think he's changed at all? What have you seen from Roman
His apology to his cousin, to Jimmy, and for him to listen to Jimmy, because normally Roman don't fucking listen to nobody. And then for him to stand there and let Jay talk and not interrupt him. And you know what he didn't do to Jay? Normally, when he reaches his hand out, he just does this. He don't even look at you. He just puts his hand out like, and put the microphone in. He didn't do that to Jay. Jay finished talking and put the microphone down to his side, and Roman reached out like a man, like he was supposed to get the mic from Jay. That spoke volumes to me. And then he said, yeet. He didn't say, you're right. I got you. He acknowledged his greatness with his word. How is that him being an asshole? I don't see that. Unless he's trying to pull the wool over our eyes, and you can see through it, Dave. You're clairvoyant, though. You got the Sally Jesse glasses on. You can see you can look to the north and see what's coming.
That's right. If
I don't. I can't.
If ifs and whats were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas.
So right. So right.
Bro,
you're gonna drive me to eating my troubles away again.
That's all right. Do I make you that depressed that you have to eat?
No, it's not. I'm not depressed. It's just frustration makes me want to go eat cookies.
Well, that's it. It's the holiday season. It's time to start eating those cookies, those holiday cookies. People got their Christmas. People have their Christmas shit up.
Give me the pie.
All right.
A slice of pie? No, the whole fucking pie.
Give me the whole damn pie. Roman could have squashed this thing a few weeks ago, Mark. He said that his father's last wish was to fix this. So he went in the ring with Solo. He went in the ring with Solo and said, I acknowledge you. And Solo said, acknowledge me as the tribal chief. If Roman would have done that, everything would be squashed. Sometimes
Dave,
it's not about you. It's for the greater good of the family. He's not thinking of it. He's only thinking of he's selfish.
You're so wrong.
At the end of the day, Roman's
You're so
selfish.
wrong.
He's selfish. You could have squashed
you're gonna go to Solo, who Solo is blinded by anger and pain, and expect him to give you any kind of grace, and you truly not even trying to humble yourself. You still coming to him talking about you the tribal chief. How about you my cousin? How about I screwed you over turning you against your brothers? I did wrong, Solo. All this hate and anger and piss and vinegar that you got, I gave that to you. I'm trying to take it from you. I wanted to die with my old insecurities. And let Solo go, you for real. You want there to be a we. That's not happening because it's not time yet. We rushing. We sitting here talking about long-term storytelling, but we shooting our own self. We doing a Plaxico Burress. We shooting our own self in the leg because that's for all y'all Giant fans out there. We shooting our own self in the leg.
Sweatpants to a club, by the way. Plaxico Burress wore sweatpants to a club.
With a gun and sweatpants.
Yeah.
Smart as hell. But that's what he doing. He is not, Roman have not truly humbled himself until you fix the root of the problem. You got to go, he's got to go and, I browbeat you. Yeah. I know you want to get back at me. How many times have you ever been in a spot where you was like, look, I deserve it. If you go punch me, if you owe me one, then go and give it to me. That's where Roman is right now. He got to let people punch him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So
Sammy
you agree with me then?
Then
you agree with me then. Because if Roman would have acknowledged Solo, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Everything would be happy.
But if he had acknowledged Solo, it would have been in jest.
So what?
He wouldn't have truly acknowledged him because, one, Solo don't deserve it. He's a bad human. He's misusing the power and trust of the family.
I take it differently than you. Tama Tonga doesn't have a problem with acknowledging Solo. Tonga Loa doesn't have a problem with acknowledging Solo. Jacob Fatu doesn't have a problem acknowledging Solo. But yet when Roman was the head of the family, Jimmy and Jay were fighting. He got somebody from the outside, Sami Zayn, coming in because, Roman had to use him. He had all these issues and problems. I don't see any problems with Bloodline 2.0. They seem to be on the page every week. They don't have problems with one another, but yet the original Bloodline, all they had was problems. That's all they had. Bloodline 2.0 is a stronger unit than the original Bloodline because of Roman. And I'm telling you right now, Roman, because he's such an egomaniac, has a problem with Jey Uso being more over than he is. Case in point, SmackDown on Friday. Case in point, what we saw at Crown Jewel on Saturday. Jey Uso's more popular than Roman Reigns, and he can't handle it. And Cody beat Roman, and Solo Sikoa pinned Roman on Saturday. So where's his strength? I mean, the guy's on his back taking a 3 count more often than not. So how strong is Roman? He's taking loss after loss. He's a detriment at this point.
You ever think, Dave, that he might feel like he deserved that? You ever think about like people self-inflicted wounds? You ever heard that term?
I did.
When you're guilty of your past and you're trying to really truly change, you lose the edge of cheating to win. You lose that edge of using everybody else to conspire against the situation. Roman is not using everybody now. He taking them ass whoopings on his own. When he get, every time Roman, we said it, Dave, 50% of Roman's wins during the last 3 years, he had help.
Yep.
Over 50%. Now, no help, ass whooping. That's what he getting.
Yeah.
None. The only thing changed is the fact nobody's helping. They let them lose. And he not asking them to help him. Before, Roman would be like, hey, shit, come over here. Get him off of me. Now, no. I seen that in a fight too, by the way. I seen a dude getting his ass kicked in high school, and he asked somebody to help him. Hey, get him off me. And I was just like, you finna lose if you waiting on me, because I want to see you go to sleep.
And there it is.
And there it is. But that's where Roman needs to be. Roman needs these whoopings to humble himself and to show everybody else in that bloodline that he is true to it. And they go, hey, man, enough is enough. We ain't going to allow much more of this self-loathing. Are you ready to come back to being you? Are you ready to stand up and represent the family and not yourself? And then you could be put in the place to be tribal chief. Because just like we were saying earlier, you don't become tribal chief by saying you're the tribal chief. You have to be adorned the Udafala. You have to be put in charge of the family. And it's got to be unanimous. And Roman is not getting no unanimous vote.
Right now, if I had to anoint a head of the table, it would be Jey Uso.
It would be Jey.
It would be Jey Uso.
Exactly.